Hey there everybody, it is Saturday, May 14th, and it is time for my sketchbook review. Not a whole lot as far as new sketches. Most of these sketches I again did in a live stream over the weekend because I worked all week, but things kind of came to a head finally and I quit my job yesterday. I actually had yesterday off and I slept on my decision, but I did end up quitting without notice, and that's so not like me. Like, you guys, if you've been following my sketchbook review, you know that I was like real big into giving the pharmacy my 2-week notice, and that I had to give them my 2-week notice. That was very important to me, and it is a very important thing for me to leave jobs properly. I don't like leaving people hanging, but it kind of got to a point between Wednesday and Thursday where I literally felt like my license was in danger if I continued to work there. So I did what I had to do. I quit. I resigned. I tried to talk to people about it. I called up there about 5 times trying to get a hold of my boss and trying to get a hold of somebody to talk to, but nobody wanted to talk to me about it. So finally I was like, all right, just send me to HR, and I put in my resignation right then and there and then sent them a letter. They didn't say anything about, because there's like this clause in our handbook, like if you quit or if you walk off the job, then they're only going to pay you minimum wage. And I was like, you know something, at this point I don't care. It's not about the money, it's about my ethics. And I was talking to somebody else who did the same thing I did just last week, and she's like, yeah, they pay me my full wage. And I was like, well, it's cool if they do, and if they don't, that's cool too. I respect it either way because it was my decision. Kind of sucks though because I did work really hard last week, but it is what it is. I'm not going to get into the details because honestly it doesn't even matter. I'm just saying that if you ever have someone you love in extended care, y'all need to be up there and y'all need to be paying attention. It's not about how they treat your resident when you're there, it's how they treat all the residents when everyone's there. So I'm not dissing on extended care facilities either, because there's a lot of really good ones out there. I'm just saying that the one I happened to be at was not necessarily, like, they took care of some people but not all people, and that bothered me. It should have been equal care across the board, regardless of attitude, regardless of behaviors from the patients, regardless of severity of their condition. So, yep. But whatever, that's just me. I guess I'm stuck up. So I'm gonna have to start applying to jobs again here pretty soon. I'm taking a little bit of a breather, kind of to get my head back together. So expect a couple maybe videos. I did have another collaboration request from somebody, and I'm kind of happy that this happened so I can focus more on doing that with her instead of me. I mean, I literally have been having nightmares, guys, like every night. Every day I know I have to go into work, I've been having nightmares. It's been really bad. And I just assumed it was stress related. But the second I quit that job, the nightmares have stopped. So I have to believe it was not the job for me to begin with, because I do get very attached to my residents, to my patients. And I want to see them get better. And in a place like that, they're not always going to get better. And that's okay, because I'm okay with taking care of them. But it was just pretty bad. I have been told my heart's too big and that I need to build up some sort of like callous or resistance to loving everybody. But part of me is like, but that's what makes me so charming. I do love everybody to a degree. Like I'm such a pushover. Anyway, so let's talk about art instead. I didn't do any art supply shopping because my next big purchase was going to be Copics, but unfortunately now that I've lost my job, I'm not doing any shopping. Aaron did mention going and doing some retail therapy later on, because he wants to get some art supplies to decorate a beehive. So I might go there. I want to get some of those Posco markers because I kind of like their look. We'll see. Oh, I'm so excited. But I also did spend money on a art subscription box, 3 months worth. So I'm trying to hold off on buying a lot of art supplies because I'm going to be getting some every month. And that was the whole point of me getting the art subscription box, was to curb my spending, because I would just go on random trips to Hobby Lobby and Michael's and just buy stuff. And I'm like, I'm not going to use this because I got a lot of cool stuff I do want to use and I need to get around to using. But yeah, so we'll see. If he takes me, I'll probably just get something small though. I kind of want to get the hardcover version of this though, but I want to get a render sketchbook. And I'm like, but they're so expensive. But I do want one. I'm stuck, guys. But anyway, let's get on to the art. So I did a little bit. I did some sketching, and that was mostly in live stream, like I said. And then I also did some watercolor, which I did mostly, almost all of it, in live stream. Oh, sorry. I slept really heavy last night. No nightmares for a change. It was actually pretty fantastic. But let's do the color work first. But, yeah. So, this is my watercolor sketchbook. And I did this picture of Piper. And yes, oh my god, she's naked, guys, but I don't care. I think it turned out really good. I'm not a watercolorist at all. And I mean, I said that a bajillion times in the stream. I've never been good at it. I just plop color down on paper and hope it turns out good. And I think that this turned out relatively well. There's some things that like I kind of regret, but I don't. You know, my favorite part is these clovers right here. How I did those. I just the simplicity behind it, the gradation that I managed to achieve, it just makes me so happy. But Jesus, cutie too, look at that. The hair turned out really nice too. I think so anyway. But I initially wasn't going to ink it. I was just going to leave it as the underlying sketch. But as I layered on the colors, they got a little bit too thick and you couldn't really see the underlying sketch as well. So I went ahead and inked it. I think it looks okay. But I do like this. Like, the more I look at it, the more I like it. So yeah. I'm sorry, I'm very sleepy. It's been one of those weeks. I did a really good job on getting the ear gradation going too. It kind of slopped outside. Oof. I hate that. But I'm so used to clean art because like markers are very clean, and once you learn to control them, they don't go outside the lines as much. But watercolor is its own beast. So this is from last week. This is where we ended last week. If I could turn the page, oh my god. So this is the first page of this week. This was a sketch just to kind of get a rough idea of how I wanted to draw Piper in the book, and it turned out relatively similar. I just had to figure it out. And then I wanted to draw some dudes and dudettes, and I just kind of did some figures. And then this was post watercolor live stream. I decided to draw Piper and Jean as kids because she's actually a farm rabbit. She was being raised for slaughter and she ended up getting away. And she found like this little den of wild rabbits and they took her in. And she doesn't understand like nature things as a child, so he pretty much is educating her on things and like bugs and things like that. She knows what bugs are, but she's not seen a very wide variety because she was in a cage her entire childhood. So she's got a little ladybug there, and it's just really cute. And then there was another request for Amy, and of course Amy's always got to be hanging on a stripper pole. I always feel like I draw her in the same pose every day. Amy is my same pose baby. Always in the same pose. I have to switch that up. And then I drew a picture of Lydia, but then it looked too evil, so it's Nega Lydia, according to me. And then I drew another human Piper on request. I drew a round face, duck face, and then Taylor was in my chat, and she asked for me to draw her bunny character, Emmy, so I drew her bunny character, Emmy. And then funny story about this. I was listening to somebody talking and they're like, well, if you can name Pi to the 8th place. And I was like, because there's that song by Hard and Firm, the Pi song. I do know quite a bit of the decimal of pi because I'll sit there and I'll just read it off with the song. It's really bad. But I was just writing it out and I was like, okay, I'm a nerd. And then I was making babies. I decided that I wanted to do a baby of Jean and Piper, and I was just kind of her name would be Lydia. Lydia is like my go-to baby name for my girls, and I just went through and I was like, okay, let's make it look like Jean, let's make it look like Piper, but really it looks more like Jean than anything. And I just thought it was a really, really, really cute idea because eventually they're gonna have like 1 million babies, so yeah. But it was fun. I like making designing characters based on other characters. It's fun. Jean fighting a very dumb looking fox over there. Made his tail super fluffy. Fluffy butt. But yeah. I actually like her. I was just scribbling this. And I was like, this looks stupid. And I looked at it the next day. I'm like, it actually looks kind of good. I was kind of proud of myself for that one. That's one of those happy accidents. And then I got Piper hugging Lydia down here. Okay. Another little family picture of Piper, Jean, and Lydia. And a sad looking Piper with her little ears down. I was drawing a little mouse character, but then I gave up. And then this Piper looking off into the distance. Probably she's watching a storm move in. But I also wanted to kind of draw her from behind because I wanted to get her dress design figured out, how it laces up and everything. So that was really cute. And then I was drawing a picture of Piper seducing Jean. Ha 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 ha. And then I got to drawing humans because, what was it? Somebody sent me a message not too long ago saying, oh, all you do is furry art, blah, 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 blah. And I know that these people send these messages without looking at the rest of my stuff, because if you go back, like, if you go back even like 6-7 months, all I drew was humans. And I'm not quite sure, like, I've always had a little bit of human art smattered in with my, and I don't even call it furry, I guess I just call it whatever. But I've always had, like, every now and then human doodles, and it's like humans are what I drew my entire life. Like, that's all I've ever drawn. I switched over to animal characters because I got bored with what I was doing, and when you get bored you have to switch things up. It's either you switch a style or whatever. I just got tired of drawing humans, so I started drawing humans basically, because I mean, look at it, they're basically humans with like animal noses and ears. So yeah, but I decided to go back, and again, you know, one of my biggest influences has always been I think it's Bruce Timm. Yeah, I say, oh, my biggest influence, and then I don't remember how to say the name, but yeah, Bruce Timm, who did Batman the Animated Series. So I was just kind of having fun last night, and yeah, because this was last night, I had to unwind, just kind of revisiting that style that I initially had. I've kind of strayed away from it for more anime-esque styles, but I do kind of still wobble in between the two. And I do prefer this style. Like, I tone it down on the eyes, but they're still kind of like anime-esque when I do them, so I'm like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I just have fun. And this is like a human version of Piper, so, you know, I do have fun, you guys, and I do draw more than just animals. I do draw humans a lot. Okay. Then I drew Human Cherry, which is always fun because she's just like, I love her. I love her. She is going to be the one that's the most fun because she's always making expressions and is just mean. So I get to have all those mean expressions, whereas Piper is all these sweet expressions, and I really enjoyed that about her. This is a character I'm kind of developing up. I want a dork. I really want just a cute little dork, and this is going to be my cute little dork. I think I'm going to make her dishwater blonde with, like, you know how you get the blondes who their hair is just a shade lighter than her eyebrows. I don't know what it is about that, but just that darker blonde eyebrow makes me so happy. I don't know, it's just something about it, because I have brown hair, so my eyebrows are just the same color as my hair, but blondes, they have either lighter hair or darker hair, or darker eyebrows, and it's like, oh, they get variation. And then there's my husband, who's blonde haired and has a red beard, so I mean, mind blown. Alright, but yeah, I like her. She's so adorable, and like, I'm trying to figure out her personality. I don't like drawing glasses on characters because I'm not good at it. So this is actually probably a good thing to kind of force me out of my comfort zone. But she's adorable. She's so adorable. Look at her. Look at her! She smiles. She's gonna be like this shy little bashful thing. I love her. I love her already. I'm so attached already. Guys, I need help. And then I was doodling around last night right before bed, and I was like, I want to draw, because I had mentioned this to Kay before. I wanted to draw human versions of the guys. And I finally got around to it, and I drew a picture of Jean. And I kept his hair basically the same that she does it. I just decided that I wanted to give him sort of like broader features, like thicker features. I didn't want him to have an incredibly thin chin or anything like that. I didn't want him to have a thin nose. His eyes could probably be toned down a little bit. But other than that, this is how I picture human Jean. And then I did a human version of Sam, and I just kind of see him as kind of having this sly bad boy look to him, like with these amazingly large eyebrows. I don't picture him as being very wide-eyed at all, that his eyes are sort of always lazy and half closed. And him always having like this grin. And I added the goatee because when she draws him, she always draws his chins with a little bit of fuzz. So I'm like, let's give him a little bit of a goatee down there. Or not a goatee, but I forget what it's called. I call it a goat tee because like goats always have that little beard, but whatever. But yeah, so there's that. And then I was drawing at him and he just kind of turned into disgusting. But I was super tired. It was like 4 a.m. when I was drawing this because I absolutely could not get to sleep because I was so worked up over what I had to do. But I did it. I did it. I did it. And I'll probably post these on Instagram later. Maybe not Adam, but definitely Sam and Jean because they turned out really nice. Adam, I'll work on you some more, buddy. But that's it for this week. Like I said, there's not very much because of everything that was going on. Oh, so proud. Look at that cute face. Because there's just so much going on, and I had to make some hard. Cute face too. I had to make some hard decisions, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm actually okay with it. I need to get over like the pride portion. Because I always pride myself in, oh, I've never quit or walked off a job. But sometimes when you feel like you're in danger, other people are in danger, and no one's listening to you, you just got to do what you got to do. Because it's my license, I worked very hard for it, and I'm not going to let anything at all, take that away from me. But other than that, that's it for this week. Hopefully next week's sketchbook review is a little bit more upbeat and positive. Blah, blah, blah. If you guys liked what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe below. Yeah. Hopefully, because, what is it? It's the 14th. The art boxes, there's only a week left, and then I'll be getting it at the beginning of June. I'm going to, what I've decided to do, because, like, no one's contacted me about doing reviews or anything like that on them, and I don't expect them to. But I think what I'm going to do is, if it's an art box that I enjoy and I like the products that they send, I will do a review on them of my own free will, because I feel like reviews where you're getting something in return aren't necessarily fair or honest, because hey, I'm getting free art supplies, so why wouldn't I say something nice? I'm not against advertising for things that I enjoy. I've done it before in the past, and I probably will continue to do it. And yeah, I'm actually going to probably be doing a review on the Blackwing pencils now that I've pretty much used one up, and I want to do a compare and contrast of that. So, and I've done reviews on actually I haven't done very many reviews now that I think about it, but point being is that if it's a product I enjoy and I feel like it's something you guys should look into, then I will definitely do a review on it. But if it's just an art box and it comes with like low grade stuff, then I probably won't do a review on it. I'll just sort of enjoy it for myself. But yeah. But alright, other than that, I hope you guys have an awesome week. I hope it goes way better than my week did, this past week, and I hope that you guys' next week is equally as amazing, and if it wasn't amazing, I hope that it is better. But yeah, alright, I will see you guys in the next sketchbook review.